So moving into that freshman season, again, you're a redshirt freshman, AJ, and like I said, they used you a ton. I mean, that freshman year, 116 carries, almost just under 500 yards, 497. You had 3 touchdowns. You also had 21 catches for 143 and a touchdown in the backfield. I mean, you started fast. I mean, you led the team that first game against Vandy, Will Muschamp's first win, 13 carries for 70 yards. You had an 18-yard touchdown reception against Mississippi State. You had the 80-yard kickoff return against East Carolina, which I know nobody forgets that as well. What clicked for you in that freshman season, and I guess what was the plan for you? Again, because you guys had a really nice 1-2 punch with you and Rico Dowdle. And, I mean, obviously you were on the team, but what was so crazy about the beginning of the Will Muschamp era was the injection of, the youth movement, if you will, in Columbia, as far as all these true freshmen playing. It obviously started out with Perry Orth and Brandon McElwain, but Jake Bentley's inserted. So you had a freshman quarterback. You had 2 basically freshman running backs. You had a freshman wide receiver and Brian Edwards. What was the plan for you? What clicked? And I guess how cool was that to be making an impact with all these other freshmen like yourself?
I think something that clicked with me was, like I said earlier, like with Muschamp, I just felt like every practice and, every rep, you just had to prove yourself. And I feel like that's what I did. I tried to prove that, I can do this, I can do that. I can run the ball, I can run up the middle, I can catch the ball, I can do these different things. But like, as far as like the freshmen, like it's everybody bonding together, like it was real cool. Like, knowing that, okay, the freshmen have to step up in order for us to, do what we have to do this season. And, that kind of like brought everybody together, especially as freshmen. We're all new. So, we're already kind of, trying to fill everything out, but we knew we had each other. So that was something. And like I said, like Rico, Brian, like we're all super cool to this day. Like we stay up to date, we talk and stuff like that. But yeah, like my freshman year, I really loved the way that they used me. They let me, run up the middle, like I said, run sweeps, do jets, throw the ball to me. I do feel like that's something that I can do and that I feel like I might be good at. But I just felt like there was a need and I was willing to fill the role or whatever it was. And, being able to get the opportunity was a blessing because I was able to showcase that I can do these different things. So as far as that, it was just getting the opportunity because, like I said, like I know I work hard, whatever I do, practice, and I just know that, I have a God-given ability. And, I just do what I can to make it mean. So, I mean, if my coach tells me, oh, I need you to do this, like, yes, sir. I'm a yes, sir, no, sir type of dude. Like, I'm just going to do whatever it takes or whatever I'm told, and that's that.
Yeah, you're definitely a team guy and a selfless guy, and I want to get in that just a little bit. Kind of on a funny note here, AJ, I just thought about this. That first game against Vanderbilt, literally the first kickoff of the Will Muschamp era, that was you, correct? That it was almost a safety. And
yeah, that was.
Yeah, so it was you. This is your first game actually suited up, getting game action. And I remember that so vividly because it was literally the first kickoff ever of the Will Muschamp era. And everybody's thinking, oh, my God, did he go out and come back in and get a safety? Thankfully, you didn't. We can laugh about it now, obviously, because you didn't and we won the game and all that. But, like, how scared were you, I guess, after that happened? Like, oh, my God, if this is a safety, Will Muschamp is going to cuss me into the ground, basically.
Yeah, so I was definitely worried about that. I was like, man, I'm finna get an earful when I go to the sideline, like for sure. But also, like, it was a mixture of that, like, me just being nervous. It was like that was my first college play ever, like, getting the ball kicked to me and stuff. But that's no excuse. I should have. Like I said, we look at it differently now. It's not funny now, but I can laugh. But it's just, yeah, I was super nervous, and thank God I didn't get a safety because that wouldn't have been a bad start to the Will Muschamp era for sure.
No doubt. So I want to move to another game that 2016 season, AJ, the Texas A&M game, which was, I would argue, was your best game that season. One of your best games, the Gamecock, I would say. You start the game off in great fashion, 75-yard touchdown run on literally the first play of the game. Talk about just that play, what you saw. I mean, I was in the stadium that day. It was absolutely electric. I mean, no better way to start the game off against a ranked Texas A&M team. Just, I mean, what that had to be just a rush of emotions. And I'm sure, every play you have the mindset, I'm going to take this to the house, but to actually do it on the first play of the game, I mean, that was a crazy beginning to that one.
Yeah, like being a freshman and knowing that we were gonna play a ranked team like Texas A&M, somebody like a team that's known like worldwide, like I was just super pumped. We all were super pumped, and that first play, I just remember I knew what the play was gonna be, and I did it. And in the film, it looked like I stumbled because I almost tripped over my lineman's foot, but I caught myself, and I just did what I had to do, take it to the house. But that was a super electric moment for me. Like you said, it was the first play of the game, so I know it kind of got everybody's morale, everybody's hope, the fans. It was great. And like I said, like being a freshman, I'm like, man, like I love this, and yeah, it was great. Like it was great.